All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. I've been saying this for the longest that Zoran Scamdani is a scammer. Now, we even got even more information that I've been telling y'all for the longest, and I'm glad that I finally found the article about George Soros pretty much, funneled $40 million to support Zoran Scamdani's campaign, which led to him being able to win. It seems like every time you turn around, George Soros is always up to no good. Now, a lot of New Yorkers is coming out now, regretting their vote, which now is too late because we made numerous of videos warning New Yorkers that this man is a scammer, that he is a liar. It wasn't going to be no free bus. He wasn't going to be able to freeze your rent. It ain't going to be no government-run grocery stores. It ain't going to be none of that. That man slept there and told a lie. Not only that, then he put out a video, pretty much saying that he want New Yorkers to donate to him, which now he just scammed New Yorkers again because this man just pretty much collected $1 million. And we definitely about to get ready and get straight into it. And like I said, I've been warning people for the longest that this man is a scam artist. Now, at first, you're going to hear him say that, hey, you remember when I told you not to send me no money? Now you can start back. Because at that time, because George Soros funded him $40 million, so he didn't need money from New Yorkers or anything like that. And so now he just said he just got $1 million from New Yorkers after promising them free stuff, free buses, and all of this. This man is an absolute scammer. And then we got even more updates on Marjorie Taylor Greene, with her and President Trump getting into it. So I definitely got more updates on that because now she done went to CNN, crying over to them, trying to get them to accept her. It just done got out of hand. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the one that's watching the entire video. I appreciate all of y'all that do that. Like my last 5 videos, y'all been watching the entire video, and I really appreciate it. So let me know down below in the comment section that you stayed to the end of this video right here, and you did hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. So you can see right here, say George Soros linked charities funneled $40 million to support Zoran Mamdani's campaign. Then if we go down right in here, we'll read a little bit of this. Say New York City's mayor candidate Zoran Scamdani campaign has faced allegations that it profited from millions of dollars in donations from George Soros linked charities as part of an elaborate scheme that may have violated federal tax laws. Mamdani's team has often claimed that the socialist rose from absolute scrutiny to become NYC's mayor candidate thanks to an organic grassroots movement consisting of small donations and hundreds of young people with backpacks conversing on his behalf. Then it's a conservative investigate website say white collar fraud alleged in its report that a network of tax-exempt organizations connected to billionaire financier George Soros coordinated political and ground operation to support Mamdani in a scheme involving laundering more than $40 million in charitable donations through nonprofits and redirecting them into political activity. And I told y'all plenty of times that George Soros is always somewhere. He's funding this man $40 million. He's funding like riots all over the world. This man needs to be arrested immediately. Meanwhile, Soros Group disputed the report. Of course they ain't going to admit it. They liars. Disputed the report findings of improprieties and said it's riddled with inaccuracies, false assumptions, and misinformation. Like I said, this man here needs to be arrested, man. I mean, it just getting out of hand. We seen that Scamdani took a picture with his son and stuff right after he won. It's just crazy. A spokesman for the Open Society Foundation founded by Soros told the Daily Mail the math isn't the only thing that doesn't add up. The grants it cited, many of which were embarked for specific projects and causes elsewhere around the country, as we have disclosed, were made years before the mayoral race even began. However, white-collar fraud investigator Sam Martar told the outlet that the Soros-affiliated entities may have violated federal tax laws. It said, moreover, Antar also filed 11 whistleblower complaints with the Internal Revenue Service as a result of his investigation. He insists the government in white-collar fraud investigations and has lectured on some crimes on college campuses and at the IR. Now, they say He called where he uncovered the manufacturing process of generational political machine that has weaponized the income tax code and described Mamdani as a product of that machine. He added that he uncovered how Soros' tax-exempt organization helped fund activities that mimic what looked like a grassroots campaign, including large-scale door-knocking efforts. The problem is that they weren't campaigning for general cause like women's rights. They were campaigning for a specific candidate, and that's the rub, Antar said. And that's the reason why they panicking now, because they didn't want a lot of this information to come out. We already knew that Mamdani was a scam artist. We know that George Soros is always somewhere behind the scenes doing some funny business. It said the chief accusation in Sam Antar investigation is that major 501c3 charity, which are entitled entities barred from engaging in partisan politics, funneled millions of dollars to affiliated 501c4 social welfare groups that can legally conduct limited political work. His forensic analysis, which includes receipts such as citations to IRS filings, campaign finance records, and internal reports, alleged that the same network of nonprofits that publicly describe themselves as partners in various progressive causes filed federal forms denying any coordination. Oh man, it just getting crazy. Antar also alleged that this practice effectively launders tax-deductible charities' contribution to campaign support. His report names the OSF and 5 other groups linked to Soros. According to the report, all 6 organizations ultimately endorsed Mamdani and deployed field operations supporting his campaign, turning charitable deductions into political endorsements for the majority candidate. Now, we'll go here because this is what I want to show y'all. This is what Mamdani just posted right after I made a video warning New Yorkers, do not send this man money. This man ran on giving free stuff, free buses, freezing your rent, government-run grocery store, just all over. And that's the reason why people voted for him. And then Kathy Hochul come out and say she ain't doing none of it. He want to tax the rich, especially like he said, tax the white neighborhoods, all type of stuff. And Kathy Hochul said she's not going to do it, but she just is a scam as he is because she knew she wasn't going to do what he was proposing, but she didn't say anything. She waited till after he won and then came out and said something. So that makes her a scam as well. And that's the reason why Elise Stefanik is running for governor. And, you know, Kathy Hochul is in trouble. So if you see right here, say breaking, communist Zoran Mamdani shocked supporters by announcing that he raised a whopping $1 million directly from New Yorkers from his transition to City Hall. They have learned stuff can't be free. You will swindle and it will only continue. This man is a scam artist and he just took and stole $1 million from New Yorkers. Think about that. I'm calling it he stole. Because it don't make any sense. You promising free stuff and now you just done raised $1 million after telling them what you're going to give them for free. Because that's what you ran on. This is absolutely insane and people are still falling for it. Now you is getting people to come out now saying, I was lied to. He's a scam artist. I don't know why I believed him. And then it's not only that, it's just all of the threats, especially the threats he's been making towards President Trump, all the death threats. These vicious threats is just out of hand. Even when he had his speech after he won, it just look how mad he was towards President Trump. And then people, you know, was putting out, messages of him, you know, with these threats towards President Trump. And then when he get into the open, he don't say it. So it's just crazy. This stuff has to stop, man. And look at by Sarah Rose. She says, Zoran Mamdani announced that he raised $1 million from New Yorkers for his transition to City Hall. It's free if you pay for it, idiots. And that's what she's telling everybody that they're still getting scammed and lied to by this communist. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, this is a councilwoman, Ina Vernikov, and she pretty much calling, Scamdani a scam because that's exactly what he is. Pretty much he trying to arrest a sitting prime minister. And we kept warning New Yorkers, man, not to put this man in office, man. I just knew it was going to be terrible. But check out what she had to say.
Now, listen to this. New York City Councilwoman Ina Vernikov has invited Benjamin Netanyahu to New York City on January the 1st. That is the day of Zoran Mamdani's inauguration. Well, the councilwoman is here, joining us in New York City, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Why'd you invite him?
That is to expose him for the fraud that he is, because Zohran Mamdani is a scam. The mayor of New York City has no legal authority to arrest a sitting prime minister. In fact, it is illegal. The United States is not a signatory to the Rome Statute, which created ICC, which has a warrant out for his arrest. It is essentially a kangaroo court. And it's just, he's going to become the laughingstock when the prime minister comes here and he can arrest him.
And that's what I'm talking about. See, everybody calling him a scam. Everybody knows this. And he just scammed New Yorkers out of $1 million. Now, this is another young lady who pretty much was warning New Yorkers about this guy. He's a freaking liar, man. He lies about everything. And check out what this young lady had to say.
Mamdani isn't just dangerous for New York, he's dangerous for America. Listen carefully, because this isn't politics anymore. This is about survival for our cities, our freedom, and our country. Zohran Mamdani's agenda is not progress. It's collapse disguised as compassion. Here's what his playbook really means. Defund the police, strip protection from law-abiding families while criminals roam free. Punish success, tax the worker, reward the idle, crushing small business. Open borders, open chaos, weaken national security, and let cartels, traffickers, and foreign influence walk right in. Identity politics over unity. Divide Americans into categories instead of lifting them up as one nation. Government dependency. We'll call it help, but it's really control. Once you rely on them, they own you forever. That is not leadership. That's a slow motion takedown of everything that makes this nation strong. We've seen this movie before, haven't we? It starts with free stuff and it ends with empty shelves and lost freedom. So here's the warning, America. If we hand power to radicals who hate the very system that built this country, we won't recognize America at all in just 10 short years. Not our neighborhoods, not our schools, not our safety. The left wraps their poison in pretty language like equity, justice, care. But peel back the wrapping and it's just control, division, and decline. America doesn't need more social experiments. It needs strength. It needs structure, and quite frankly, a little bit of sanity. We are the generation that has to say, enough. Enough is enough. Vote for leaders who defend America, not try to dismantle it, because this isn't about right or left anymore. It's about our very freedom or our failure, and that is up to you.
And like I say, everybody was warning you. Not only that, like this man is already, talking about confiscating people properties. Check this clip out.
Starting on day one, we will expand the city's special enforcement programs, doubling fines for hazardous violations and tripling them for conditions that are immediately dangerous. And when a really bad landlord, like this guy, refuses to fix the city's going to step in, make the repairs, and send them the bill.
Okay, watch next.
If that doesn't work, the city's taking over the building. We're putting the worst landlords out of business.
He says, we're going to take over the building.
So it's theirs. It's the city's.
So you mean like seize the means of production,
That's
like
exactly
communists?
Wait a minute.
So he's saying the quiet part out loud,
Yes.
and people voted for it.
That's right.
And that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. Not only that he's talking about confiscating people properties, even this young man, walked up to a bus, in New York, pretty much saying, hey, man, when is the buses going to be free? Since Mamdani won, he promised free buses. When is the buses going to be free? Check this out.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question. So I saw on the bus it said, and I see the sign that says fares required. I thought the buses were supposed to be free now because, Mamdani just won.
That's fine. That's a good one.
When does that start?
That's never going to stop.
Never going to happen?
That was fucking
all right, well, I want to say I appreciate what you do, my guy.
funny.
All right, have a good one, my guy. Listen, you are the heart and soul, the backbone of New York. Stay safe.
And like I said before, he just a freaking liar. He lies about everything, and I'm going to keep exposing him. And like I said, I did way before the election. We got hundreds of thousands of views on the videos warning people what they was getting themselves into, but they fed into the fact that this man was going to, give them free stuff. And they ran for it. And this is the video I kept showing over and over right here. And you can see what this guy right here is saying. Zohran Mamdani is a scam artist, asking for donations to fund his objectives. New York City made a bad choice, and this is the clip he put out.
Good morning, New York City. Thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign, to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government, and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and a hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran in the City Hall to come, defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day, and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition...
Wow. Remember a few months ago I told y'all to stop sending me money. You can start again. This is just absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. And now, off this video, this is where he scammed New Yorkers again out of $1 million to try to fund his communist ways. Just taking money.
Ago to stop sending us money, you can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
Wow. And like I said before, people fell for it. Now, here go an actor right here that was pretty much, he calling on President Trump to do something about this because he know for a fact that Zoran Mamdani is going to destroy New York City. So the New Yorkers just don't know what they got themselves into. But check out what actor John Voight said.
This city will turn into a forbidden place of darkness. The blood, sweat, and tears that the city of New York was built on will turn into a virtual refugee shelter for the radical Muslim ideology. This is now the most dangerous time for our citizens of New York. This mayor will destroy this city. We are obligated to demand our rights for our private sanctuary, our businesses, our property that we all have worked so hard for. And this 35-year-old mayor has no right dictating the rules of socialism for a city built on our highest principles with brick and stone by hardworking Americans. This must be stopped, and his mayoralty should be terminated immediately. You, the people of the greatest city, New York, are in danger of losing your city to this communist fool. We, the people, must stand for the greatest nation's purpose, the honor of our flag, the red, white, and blue, and for which it stands, one nation under God, and liberty and justice for all. This country, the United States of America, is the land of our greatest achievement, the American dream. And we, the people, have put our trust in the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. He and only he can stop this horror, as this Mayor Mamdani will try to destroy New York's wealth and turn it into a socialist crap city.
Wow. Turn into a socialist crap city. So let's turn the tables right here, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about that, about Zoran Mamdani scamming New Yorkers out of $1 million. So let's move to this. This is where Marjorie Taylor Greene, like I said, a lot of people is kind of been going, like what I've been saying is a lot of people been going both ways. Some people support Marjorie Taylor Greene for what she's doing. Some people still backing President Trump. Some people saying President Trump is wrong about this towards Marjorie Taylor Greene. Some people is saying Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong for what she did to President Trump. Y'all let me know in the comment section how y'all feel about this. Who is in the wrong? Is Marjorie Taylor Greene the one? Did President Trump wrong, or did President Trump do Marjorie Taylor Greene wrong? Y'all let me know in the comment section, but I'm going to show y'all exactly what's going on. So now, the only thing about this that I would say is that Marjorie Taylor Greene is now going on all the leftist show. That's the only thing I'm not respecting. I'm like, if you're going to do that, at least go to Fox News. But she's going to CBS. She's going to she was just on The View the other day. Now she's on CNN. So she's going everywhere. And not only that, it seems like now she's apologizing to the Democrats. And they saying that it all started because President Trump told her not to run for Senate in Georgia because she wasn't going to win. He didn't even say it publicly. He sent her a text message, because he wanted to keep it private because he supported, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then not only that, I think it's over the Epstein list and stuff like that when President Trump already told Pam Bondi to release everything that's credible. So it's like it just done got out of hand right now. So you can see right here by Sarah Rose, she said, Marjorie Taylor Greene groveling on CNN, apologizing for her words and actions over the years is pathetic. She's so disingenuous, begging for the left to accept her now. So this is what they say that she's doing now. And it really got me when she went to The View because they was over there laughing. Now, on The View, I don't think she said anything bad about President Trump. It was just the fact that, that when Joy Behar them whooping them saying something crazy about President Trump, she'll go to laugh, and she wasn't really giving any pushback. So she didn't really say anything bad about President Trump, but she was just, like laughing, like you laughing with the people who lie on this man every single day. You going on a show, when you say you support President Trump, you going on a show knowing the things that they done said about this man and his family for years, and still to this day, they attacking him. And then not only that, Laura Loomer is, she's been calling out from day one saying that, that Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to always turn on President Trump. Not only that, Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that she got to get private security because people want to take her out. Pretty much trying to say it's Donald Trump's fault that somebody's trying to take her out because she ain't supporting him no more. And I don't like that because President Trump is not about violence. So that's another thing. So if you look right here and say, Marjorie Taylor Greene is continuing her smears against President Trump this morning on CNN. She's hell-bent on trying to be accepted by the Democrats. She even apologized to Democrats this morning for engaging in toxic politics against the left. She is not American first. She's MTG first. And let's see what Marjorie Taylor Greene said.
The president says he's withdrawing support for you, encouraging primary challengers. You were one of his biggest supporters. What do you think happened here?
Well, Dana, thank you for having me on, and that is true. I stood with President Trump when virtually no one else did. Campaigned all over the country, spent millions of my own dollars helping him get elected, and I think that's incredibly important. And I do support him and his administration, and I support them in delivering the campaign promises we made to the American people. His remarks, of course, have been hurtful. However, I have something in my heart that I think is incredibly important for our country, and that is to end the toxic fighting in politics. And this has been going on for years, and it has divided our country, split up friends and families, neighbors, and it's not solving our problems. The most hurtful thing he said, which is absolutely untrue, is he called me a traitor, and that is so.
I think the part is when he called Marjorie, and I'll show y'all the text that President Trump posted on his Truth Social. He wrote Marjorie Traitor Greene. He took the Taylor out and put Marjorie Traitor Greene. So the thing is, I think what President Trump is calling her a traitor, like I said, y'all just let me know. I'm just going over the clips. Y'all can let me know whose side y'all on, who y'all believe, who y'all feel like was in the wrong. Let me know down below in the comment section. But President Trump, I guess, got to the point where he called her a traitor because she's going on all these shows that attacks him every single day. Shows that he's been having to sue because, of what they be saying about him. Especially like the worst show you can go on is The View. Especially if you're not over there like taking up for President Trump. Like if they say something bad about him, like you will like push back for him because he ain't there to defend himself. But when you go on The View and you're laughing and stuff like that, you laughing with them, knowing the stuff that they constantly say about him every single day. And now she's on CNN. She was just on CBS. She's going to all the leftist networks. She's going everywhere where they hate him at. And that's why he called her a traitor. I mean, like I said, y'all can let me know, do y'all agree with President Trump calling her that? But like I said, when you go into shows that attacks him every single day and tell lies, he's going to call you a traitor. I guess anybody will say that. Like, hey, why you over there with them? Don't you know what they be doing to me and saying about me? And you over there kikiing and cockeying with them? So let's go.
Extremely wrong. And those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
Oh, come on, Marjorie.
What do you think happened? What do you think is the reason for this?
Unfortunately, it has all come down to the Epstein files. And
I don't think it's about the Epstein files. It came down to the fact because he told her not to run for senator in Georgia and told her not to run for governor because she was down like 20 points or something like that. And he texted her privately and told her not to run. And they saying that she got mad and started saying, well, let me just attack him about the Epstein files when President Trump been very clear telling Pam Bondi to release everything that's credible. It ain't like he ain't released anything. And then, you know, even though we showed y'all a video months ago of the young ladies pretty much saying that they got their own Epstein list and they was going to release it themselves anyway. I don't know what happened to that. But it just got to the point now where it seemed like Democrats all of a sudden really care about the Epstein files when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was in office for 4 years and did nothing. They never cared about the victims. They never even said anything about Epstein until President Trump got into office. And that right there is just what I say.
And that is shocking. And, you know, I stand with these women. I stand with rape victims. I stand with children who are in terrible sex abuse situations. And I stand with survivors of trafficking and those that are trapped in sex trafficking. And I will not apologize for that. I believe the country deserves transparency in these files. And I don't believe that rich, powerful people should be protected if they have done anything wrong. And so I'm standing with the women, and I will continue to do my small part to get the files released.
So this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, and then this is another thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying. So you can see this is her page right here, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's saying that right now, quote, I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety. See, that's what I don't like right there, because now she's trying to put out a narrative that Donald Trump is trying to get her taken out. It's like, come on, man, don't do stuff like that. This man almost lost his life twice. Just because he called you a traitor don't mean he trying to. And then the right is not even like that. All the violence is coming from the left, so why would she even think that? That's what I'm saying. Why would she even think that when violence is not even coming from the right? It's coming from the left. But when you say stuff like that, that he's putting your life at danger, you got to get security. Now CNN them a run with, oh, Donald Trump is trying to get Marjorie Taylor taken out because she turned on him. So now the left got a new narrative they're going to run with now. Like, I can't believe she said this. She said, I am now being contacted by a private security firm with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world. The man I supported and helped get elected. Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type rhetoric being directed at me right now. This time by the President of the United States. Like, come on, man. And y'all know I support Marjorie Taylor Greene. Anytime she went against AOC or Jasmine Crockett, I was front line for Marjorie Taylor Greene. But I can't believe she would do something. She know President Trump is not the type to push violence towards your way when all the violence is coming from the left. I just don't agree with that at all, man. That right there is wrong. Now, Scott Jennings did speak on this, about what he think about this situation. So check out what Scott Jennings said.
Technically true, based on what I've heard and what I know, that he didn't tell her not to run, but what she didn't say was that he sent her a poll privately, discreetly, and it had information in it. And it showed her down 20 points to Jon Ossoff. And so in politics, when you want to send a message to someone that you like or that has been an ally, you don't embarrass them publicly. You privately send them information and show them what the reality is. And so I think it's true that he didn't tell her not to run, but it's also true that he did her a big favor, which is to show her information that a candidacy statewide in Georgia for her would have been a disaster.
And that's what he did. He sent it to her privately, a poll showing, hey, you down 20 points. And I guess that right there, she just got mad, and then she went to talking. After that, she went to talking about the Epstein list. She's been running on CNN, The View, CBS. But, in her eyes, she won't say anything about that. She don't want to come out and say that, he told me that I shouldn't run for senator or governor of Georgia. So now she's just saying, oh, he attacking me because of the Epstein files. It's like, and then, you know, Scott Jennings wasn't done. He said something else about this as well.
I do think it started with that political engagement. When they sent her that poll, that's when you start to see everything change. She opposed the president on his Middle East policy, attacking the Houthi.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. He said once President Trump sent her that poll, that's when she started coming back, attacking him on the stuff that he was doing. But before then, she wasn't saying anything about it until he told her not to run because she was down 20 points.
I do think it started with that political engagement. When they sent her that poll, that's when you start to see everything change. She opposed the president on his Middle East policy, attacking the Houthi rebels, attacking Iran. She's opposed the president on deportations this summer. So she has sort of become a policy opponent of the president, but I think it really all started with that political engagement, and now, you know, she's one of his most frequent critics on some of what I would argue has been his biggest successes this year. And you know, if you want to count yourself as an ally of the President of the United States, it's not great to go out and run out to The View and other places and crap on him 24 hours a day. I mean, that's essentially what she's become. It's a well-worn path. A lot of other Republicans who've turned on the president have done that too.
And that's everything Scott Jennings just said is what I've been saying. Like, you are ally of President Trump, but yet you run into The View laughing with them after they done wish, you know, put death threats on this man, said stuff, crazy stuff about his family, attack him every day with lies, and you over there laughing with him. So, and President Trump look at that as being a traitor, and this is what he posted, and this is another reason she got mad. He put, by Donald J. Trump, he put, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. And then this is another thing that he said. I think he wrote this right after she came off The View. President Trump said, I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed border, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars, record-setting, invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see is wacky. Marjorie do is complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll. This is what President Trump right here said. Because before then, Marjorie Taylor Greene, now she was speaking about the Epstein list like a while back, but she wasn't on it like she is now. And like I said, they released some files. It ain't like he ain't released anything. But he said when he sent her the poll, that's when she really came out and started saying, oh, well, you know, what about the Epstein files? And then she was running to The View, running to everybody that hate him. So he said, when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor, she was at 12% and didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsements, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primary Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even during The View. I told you, this is what I'm talking about. He was like, because she went on The View. She gone far left, even during The View with their low IQ Republican hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. And that right there is exactly what President Trump had to say about it. Yeah, I mean, so like I said, y'all can let me know what y'all think about this, whose side y'all on, who do y'all think is right. I just don't like the fact that she was trying to make it seem like President Trump is trying to get her like taken out or something. I don't like that because she know for a fact that's not true. But to start something like that, and now you're gonna get a left them something to talk about. Now, oh, Donald Trump is trying to get Marjorie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. This right here is insane. So like I said, thank you all for watching. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. I will keep y'all up to date as more information come out, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.